Welcome to the court. I'm its Jester. Time for a class trial. Okay, let's go. Ahem! So, is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Togo's not here. And Togo is! She's the one with braids and glasses. And the inferiority complex? You really don't remember?
Come on.
Kidding! I'm just kidding! How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time!
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please! And just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. Yeah, she's not having a good time. Hello! I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around! Terrible! You're terrible! Toko's not having a good time. Poor Toko. Phew! So now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road! I'll see you guys down there!
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Hey Taka, how you doing? I don't know why the killer did what they did, but I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails, right, bro? Taka, I love you. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. One last deep breath. I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. Yeah, Makoto, that's what elevators do, my guy. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions. Couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with a heavy clunking sound deeper and deeper into the ground. As we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. What was this even for? Like, this used to be a school, right? Before it got turned into the location of a death game. What was the elevator for? What was the creepy basement for? Until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated! Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? You have a lot of time on your hands. Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good! You're raring to go! Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well?
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
Thrills,
Everyone, please, find your assigned seats. And so, the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial! Yes, I would like to save. Oh, we can set our skills. Okay, so we have Attentive Influence. Steal Patience reduces the influence gauge when you miss, affected during non-stop debate. Neural Liberation. The focus gauge decreases more slowly during concentration and fever time, effective during... Okay. And that's all we can have, but we did use all 13. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one...
Can I... Can I change... Can I make their voices louder? I do have it. Okay. That should be better.
Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. I have completely forgotten how the controls work.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Oh wait, I clicked it too fast. I missed it.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
It appears it was, according to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt...
I bet it was an iron pipe.
There we go. And I missed it! Fuck!
Certainly would make...
Or Chihiro.
God damn it. Which is the button to slow it down?
Chihiro's fatal injury.
Yeah, that's it.
Appears it was, according to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt...
I bet it was an iron pipe.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
I remembered the controls. We're good now.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yeah, Hina, that's how you solve a murder!
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
He doesn't even sound, like, excited when he's saying it, or intense when he says it. He's just, like, very monotone and deadpan about it. It's like, yeah, I'm solving a murder right now, and then later I'm gonna file my taxes. Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to the non-stop debates. Okay, what is it? For this, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your actions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. Rich people file their own taxes. You know how they do that? So they can commit tax evasion. If they don't do their own taxes, how would they commit all that fraud? There's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the A button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease. So take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case, you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun. Yeah, have fun solving this murder of a beloved character.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong. I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
I love how Makoto's like, I found this file in the library, as though Byakuya didn't practically shove the file into his hands on their weird little date.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
Yeah, I asked that question several times. This place is just fucked up, Mondo.
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
Like how we all forgot about when we were discussing the possibility of tying you up and locking you away from the others because you're a danger of the group. I think we dropped that discussion entirely too early.
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No, Hifumi! No! You're missing a letter!
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Oh, it is? I'll mess with the settings a bit. Put that up here. Okay, I think that should be better. I'll make it a little higher. There we go. I have been having such a hard time getting the settings good for this. Like... Okay, let's see how this works out. Yeah, I raised the audio volume for it. Part of the problem is if I have the game's volume too high, like, the music drowns out what I'm saying. But if I have it too low, then you can't hear the characters talk at all.
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know. If I'm not mistaken, it has something to do with the positioning of the body. How the victim was positioned.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, In fact, it's Toko.
The monotone delivery of that line. It's like, oh yeah, guys, the serial killer's Toko. Did I forget to mention that earlier? Oh, I was thinking about what I was gonna make myself for dinner later.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie! What?
Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also not be Toko. The answer is that she's not just one person, right? But multiple people. Yeah, she's got she's got dissociative identity disorder. That was in the case file. Oh, that's not how you spell that. Oh, I don't like what you're spelling, Makoto. Well, Makoto just dropped the fucking slur.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
That wasn't even the right derogatory term for Toko's disorder. That was just... Makoto's ableist. Fuck you, Makoto! Fuck you!
Huh?
Is everyone just gonna breeze on past what Makoto said?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too.
You did not read that word in that file, Makoto. That was your own ableist language.
They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality has to do with her behavior. Her behavior changed.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine! I'm fine! Whoa! Is that a dead body? Hey! Are you dead? She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
Why the fuck is it whenever there's a character with DID in a story, they almost always have like a serial killer thing going on?
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation.
Toko, why would you confide something in Byakuya? He is the worst person you could ever trust.
She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Byakuya never promised he would not tell anyone. There's no way in hell he would make that promise.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
I can believe he lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried! I swear I tried to control it, but...
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
Byakuya, you really suck right now. You're bullying a mentally ill woman.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
What the heck?
Oh, Fumi does not want to be standing where he's standing right now.
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Well, this is Jill. And I'm very concerned that she was actually given a position at this school.
Toko, what happened to you?
Taka, have you not been paying attention?
Not Toko! That's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality! So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body!
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane!
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
Fumi's very polite about this.
What's up?
And she is polite right back.
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you! I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
Look, Jill may be a serial killer, but she didn't lock a bunch of people in a death game. She's not spying on people with cameras. Jill may have her flaws, but she's not a total loser like Monokuma is.
And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless.
Oh my god, you've been saying that.
I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
Jill, you need therapy.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting.
The thing about Toko is that even though Toko's not in control of Jill's actions, Toko is an accessory and accomplice to murder because she knew what Jill was doing and she could have gone to the police at any time. And while she would have probably ended up in some form of mental institution because they can't just have Jill wandering the streets killing people. And it is unfair that Toko would have to face consequences for Jill's actions. By Toko keeping it a secret, she let people die. She decided her own life, her own comfort, what she wanted was more important than the lives of the people that Jill was killing. Toko's a bad person.
But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe. She's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said. I need to get some more details about all this.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, it doesn't.
No, that's wrong.
She killed people with scissors.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creative creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
Multiple pairs of scissors. Lots of very expensive looking custom-made scissors.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Okay, honey. Honestly, Jill looks so cute. She's just this adorable little thing, and it's like, oh, baby, no, sweetie pie, don't murder people. I kind of want to give her like a lollipop or something, or a little princess tiara. Take her to the fair. Can't we just have fun and not murder people? She's just a sweet little thing. I'm just picturing like right now, Jill's on trial for murder, and like she's on the stands talking about all the murder she committed, and I'm just her lawyer, and I'm just like, Your Honor, look at this face. This cutie patootie could never kill someone. Ignore how she's saying she killed someone.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other Genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands. Here you'll see a clear difference. What was used to suspend her?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
That was an extension cord.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
I wonder if there's merch of those scissors. I would totally buy a pair of scissors like that.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Accept the nickname, Makoto. Accept the nickname.
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Let's see. There's a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. If you look at the names of every victim, what you'll quickly notice is, I think I figured it out. Because Chihiro was a girl.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Ken Harada, 32, Tetsuro Honda, 17, Shoji Gaku, 23, Kano Isai, 14, Takeshi Yoshida, 30. God damn it, Jill, you really killed a 14-year-old?
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable
wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it.
God damn it, Jill.
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
Quick, slap him! Throw your shoe at him!
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Where do you get them?
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Okay, if Toko wanted to keep Jill from killing anyone, why didn't Toko get rid of the scissors?
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime!
Again, why is Toko not just getting rid of the scissors?
Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I find it very reassuring that she's not good at tying people up.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Yes, in this specific set of circumstances, unfortunately, yes.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Well, Byakuya read the police reports and led Makoto to looking at them so Makoto could make the connection. Oh, and, you know, the extension cord that was used to tie Chihiro up, it was the same one Byakuya knew about from using it to plug in his lamp in the library. Oh, and the entire reason we went to the locker room in the first place was because Byakuya wanted to go in there. Golly gee, that's a lot of evidence pointing towards him. Actually, hold on. There is one person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. Fuck you, Byakuya.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Hey, Byakuya, why so quiet? Usually you love the sound of your own voice.
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all? Oh, I'm on fire!
Jill, you're making a puddle.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
No shit, it does!
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
You didn't know Chihiro was the one killed at the time, though.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
You didn't know Chihiro was the one killed at the time, though, did you?
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There's a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the Y button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you can shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use the flashback feature as many times as you want.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it.
Bad
That's
Hifumi.
a natural reaction for any guy.
Some guys are gay, Hifumi.
The
Some guys are
victim was
asexual.
Chihiro, who was a girl.
No, that's wrong. I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
No, it's not.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that.
Imagine
Go
you're
ahead.
in court.
Show us.
Imagine you're in court and you're like, I have this very clear, concrete evidence as to why this guy is very likely the one that committed the murder. And the guy who's suspected for murder just goes, no, that's not enough evidence. Show me more. And everyone else just nods along and goes, yeah, I guess that's not enough evidence. We need to show him more. Then again, a lot of juries are made of fucking idiots. Honestly, it's not even that the juries are made of idiots. It's just that a lot of people on jury duty do not pay attention. If I was on jury duty, I would be like, hey, I'm probably gonna forget, like, half the stuff you say. What's with Byakuya's attitude? Well, Byakuya's a rich boy, and rich people are fucked up. It's like he doesn't even care. It's cause he doesn't. Byakuya's never had to face the consequences of his own actions before. Maybe, if we let Mondo beat the ever-loving shit out of Byakuya earlier, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. Maybe a good ass-kicking would have humbled him a bit. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
Mondo, jump over the podium and beat his shit in. Just kick him in the crotch. Just do it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it.
Kyoko, you want to assist?
We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
You know, Kyoko, you could just share what you discovered with the class too, you know. It doesn't all have to fall to Makoto.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Oh, now you're quiet. Differences between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there. What could it be?
What?
Kyoko, this is a group project! You have to help!
You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
God damn it!
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Fucking... Byakuya, you don't get away with this.
When I want to kill, and I use those same... But, Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right!
Then there must be some...
Hey, Byakuya,
I'd never seen that rope before in my
No,
life.
wrong button!
Obviously,
God
somebody
damn
else
it.
must have had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference? You want me to explain? When I want to kill, and I use those same... But, Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right!
Then there must be some...
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my...
No, that's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Guys, like, the plug was right there. You did not even have to look that closely to see that.
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Well, you didn't kill her in the girls' locker room. He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really just accept what Byakuya said is the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said. The scene of the crime.
A gun! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
Does Byakuya want to die?
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up until now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the girls' and the boys' locker rooms.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
None of the girls at this school are straight, Makoto. Hina's a lesbian, and all of the others are bi or pan.
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
Because none of the girls at this school are straight, Makoto!
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
None of the boys at this school are straight either.
Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
None of the boys at this school are straight. None of the characters in this game are straight. And I will stand by that. I will die on that hill.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
I would know if my baby was part lizard. And he's not. He's not. He's got those big little baby deer eyes.
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Ah!
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
Hey, remember those keypads of Leon, Sayaka, and Junko's e-handbooks that could have been swiped at any moment?
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Give Hiro a moment.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one.
So did you borrow Sayaka or Junko's so you could go into the girls' locker room and tamper with the murder scene?
In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
How do you explain all of the very concrete evidence I presented, Hifumi?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Fair. Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the?
You
finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Teacher, are we allowed to leave the trial? Have a snack break? Go potty?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Why does Kyoko have zippers on her sleeves? Oh, this was made in the early 2010s. So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was...
the girls' locker room?
You've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
Hifumi, I'm gonna ask you to stay 10 feet away from the corpse at all times.
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
Yeah, no one should be doing that.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
That's a fair reason.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Thank you, Sakura. You're the MVP.
Sakura?
I trust Sakura to do this respectfully.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Oh, we're just saying the quiet part out loud now.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Hina, denial isn't just a river in Egypt.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
You don't know that?
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
What? You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
You guys are all freaking out way too much over a girl having a penis.
Chihiro was a guy?
Chihiro was assigned male at birth. You don't know anything about their identity beyond that.
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
I don't think you're a trustworthy source of information.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
Jill, no. Bad Jill. No hate crimes.
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
Kyoko's such a little fucking creep. I understand why Chihiro being assigned male at birth was relevant for the case because they needed to know that Chihiro was in the boys' locker room. But Kyoko did not need to bring everyone down here and have them all, like, get handsy with the corpse and be like this. I think, like, Kyoko literally could have just told them, guys, while I was examining the corpse, I noticed Chihiro was assigned male at birth, and I think that's why Chihiro had access to the boys' locker room. She didn't have to take it to this level. Kyoko's a gross little creep who gets off on having other people touch dead bodies. Fuck you, Kyoko.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy.
Assigned male at
Let's pick
birth.
up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
You guys are making a lot of assumptions here. To think that Chihiro was actually... I'm not saying that. I'm not reading that line. I'm changing the text. To think that Chihiro was assigned male at birth, the thought never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
Monokuma, you transphobic piece of shit.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Byakuya, shut the fuck up!
This is a most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Byakuya, have you just been dicking us around for the last hour of this murder trial?
He's off in his own little world.
That says a lot coming from Hifumi.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
No, we didn't know about the locker room swap.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
Yeah, they get a 3 pass. They were dead before the game made them be transphobic. They didn't do it. They were good. Hey, a lot of characters were really quiet. A lot of characters are just, like, kind of confused right now.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
In Toko's defense, Toko's not fucking here for any of this. Toko hasn't done anything wrong yet.
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Byakuya, just say fuck like a proper adult.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
Byakuya really doesn't fucking give a shit, or Byakuya genuinely doesn't realize he could fucking die here. Like, that him tampering with the scene could have led to everyone voting to execute him, and that he could have died. That doesn't even register to him. It's not that he doesn't care if he dies. He wants to survive this. It's just that he doesn't even see him dying here as a possibility, which is why he's so fucking stupid.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say?
Byakuya needs to be contained and separated from society. He's a menace.
Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, it wasn't. Unfortunately, look, Hiro, I would love to vote for Byakuya's execution right now, but he just didn't fucking do it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
We just wasted a fucking hour on Byakuya's bullshit because he wanted to tamper with a crime scene.
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
You're a seriously sick and twisted individual, Byakuya. But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure of that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is a guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
God damn it!
It's over. It's all over.
God damn it. Stupid.
You want to know who saw the victim? The killer!
And only the killer.
No, that's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Yeah, you're not exactly a fan of sharing information with the group.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Celeste, we have a time limit, so if you could, hurry on with the info.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
Thank you, Taka.
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
Kyoko might, honestly.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say. But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold a clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
Honestly,
I
fair
have a white
with them.
tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
Well,
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
yep.
First of all, when he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is,
The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit.
Mondo,
No,
you
that's
fucking
wrong.
idiot. You were so close to getting away with murder.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
He revealed the color of Chihiro's tracksuit, even though Celeste never told us what color it was.
Huh? What'd I say?
An admission of guilt, my friend.
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
I saw him wearing... I saw them stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assumed they headed off to exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Mondo, you're a fucking idiot.
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
He did not.
No, that can't be it.
Taka, I'm sorry. Mondo's in trouble.
The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility! Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
Jill gives everyone cute nicknames, just go with it.
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night.
Mm-hmm.
He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
Chihiro was not carrying anything in their hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
You know what's nonsense, Byakuya? Tampering with a murder scene when your life is on the line.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
It's the way he talked.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
We are not burning Kyoko at the stake.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
We're all capable of that. That's why we're in this death game.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone!
Mondo, don't lie!
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth.
Mondo, face this with some dignity.
What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
You are a criminal.
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
Taka, sweetie, I know it's hard, but you have to accept the fact that your man is a murderer.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
What little ghost friend? Are you talking about Leon, Sayaka, and Juko?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
It belongs to Mondo, doesn't it? But I have mine. No, you don't, Mondo.
Shoot!
I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone. You did that when you dropped a slur earlier, Makoto.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbook get broken? By hitting its weak point is the only possible explanation.
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Why would anyone break their handbook?
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Excellent point, Hina.
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, 'cause I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
God damn it, Mondo.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke?
Like someone entering a sauna competition and insisting on keeping all his clothes on during it?
They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
An idiot.
I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Oh, this is where Taka really has to accept it. It had to be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. Taka, baby, I'm so sorry. Your boyfriend's getting executed today.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Because he's super guilty, hon!
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill.
Taka, baby, I'm so sorry, but your boyfriend is super guilty.
I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Oh, no. I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, it doesn't.
No, that's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
You took Leon's because yours is broken.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
It's not loaning, it's stealing. We've been over it.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but
Son of a bitch.
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong!
Oh no. I really don't want to do this.
You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Ah, god damn it. I don't... Ah. Kill Chihiro, rolled that up. Took the poster. Chihiro's corpse. Got the card. Wait, that's... That was I messed up on the earlier one. It was... There we go. Went to the girls' locker room. Got in the girls' locker room. No, wait. Move to the posters. Then Byakuya shows up like a fucking asshole. Does this horrific shit to Chihiro. Takes the e-handbook, throws it in there.
Here's exactly what happened. First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct?
Chihiro's so extra. Celeste is so extra about her entrance. She's like, I'm gonna stand here like an elegant gothic Lolita. Like I look at it straight out of a Victorian picture.
At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he.
Makoto, there are better ways you could talk about this.
Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster. And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
Like a fucking dumbass. Oh, I didn't lay that out properly. Okay, what else goes there?
Here's exactly what happened.
Fuck, what goes there? Oh, this goes there.
The killer is you! And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
God damn it, Mondo. How could you do this to Taka? And Chihiro. And everyone else, too. Like, but mainly Taka.
Wait. No. This can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Evidence that Mondo is the killer had already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. Let's talk a little bit about Fever Time and Nega Time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the RB button, Fever Time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can press them however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out. Oh, shit. God damn it. Fever time is already so hard, and now they have to make it harder. Well then, good luck and have fun. How could I have fun? You're making me fight against my baby! I don't want to fight, Taka. Don't make me!
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen.
Taka,
I refute you. False.
I know Mondo's like
Show
your
me some
first
evidence.
love, but come on, he's a murderer.
I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote.
God damn it, Taka!
Show me some evidence.
Don't bring
You're
out
wrong.
Negatime on me!
I won't listen. I refute you. False.
Taka,
Show
I
me
am
some
at like
evidence.
0 hearts. You are kicking my ass right now, baby. Stop.
I won't listen.
Oh god. We have half
Show
a
me
heart
some
left.
evidence.
This should prove it.
Taka nearly got everyone killed trying to defend his man there
If my
just now.
thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
Taka's heart is my heart. He's my baby. Oh god.
We don't gotta do that.
God damn it, Mondo. How could you do this?
Huh?
Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
God damn it, Mondo. The straight A's mean nothing.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What?
Uh-oh! This time it looks like you got it right again! Yes, it is so! The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Iwata! God damn it, Mondo!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous! Tiyotaka chose the wrong answer! Oh, that hurts. That hurts. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
Aw, he did though. Taka, you fell in love with a fuck up.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. But for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can press the B button to fast forward the text.
Just break break the fourth wall, why don't you? Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. I don't trust your telling of events. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. Plenty of people are weak. It's not a gender-exclusive thing. He'd heard things like that for as long as he can remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Well, that literally makes no sense at all. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. That makes no sense. This is such shit writing. Chihiro being a trans woman, that makes sense. But this, I get called weak and people say it's sad that you're weak even though you're a boy, so I'm gonna dress like a girl. That doesn't make any fucking sense! Yeah, this was written in the early 2000s, you can tell. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak. Oh my god, Chihiro, who the fuck do you owe being strong to?
Weak, 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 weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Which, of course, included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Monokuma, you're such an asshole.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack. The armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before.
Maybe everyone would have been really cool and accepting. You know? Honestly, this is so bad. Like, this is so shit.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are. So maybe I can talk about it later. And after I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone.
You know, even with like the story the writing is trying to tell is that Chihiro was a cis man who disguised himself as a woman because of to cover up their weakness, which is like really dumb, doesn't make a lot of sense, and is honestly super misogynistic because of how it correlates to women equals weak. But you know what does make sense? The way this is written, even though that's not what they're trying to get across with it, it kind of just seems like Chihiro's a trans woman with deeply internalized trans misogyny. Like, really, really bad internalized trans misogyny.
Annoyingly, they used the threat of discovery to motivate themselves to become stronger.
that's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of Chihiro's mind, they resolved to take immediate action.
You know, in the fan-made Danganronpa musical, They changed the storyline so that Chihiro was a trans woman. They were like, yeah, let's just go with that. That makes more sense and is better writing. And so, that day, Chihiro made the commitment to begin exercising. Chihiro was prepared to retrain their body and mind. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance Chihiro would get at it.
Hey,
When Chihiro decided to start exercising, Chihiro thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But Chihiro wanted to tell that person their secret first, and then ask them to help from there. Then the person who Chihiro went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was! The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if Chihiro confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep his secret. Mondo did try to keep the secret. He changed the locker rooms. He changed the scene. Even after he killed Chihiro, he still tried to keep Chihiro's secret till the very end.
Uh-huh.
Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to.
Mondo's a stupid little coward, though.
Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help.
Oh, wrong voice. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So Chihiro went and asked Mondo to help become strong.
That was Chihiro's aspiration. And Chihiro thought that only with Mondo's support could they ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then that must be why Mondo did what he did. To keep the promise he'd made Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean, that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real reason was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the bodies help keep a secret?
Because
even if everyone knew Chihiro had been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? And once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect Chihiro's identity. So, he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting them in the girls' locker room and stealing their handbooks, see? Then Mondo did all that he could to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad! Oh, you have not heard Mondo's secret. It's that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it.
Well, we're on the subject. Why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother.
Hey, Monokuma. You just broke the rules of your own game. You said that as long as someone killed someone, you wouldn't share their secrets. That you wouldn't. But you shared Chihiro's, and you shared Mondo killed Chihiro. There's a corpse. You got what you wanted. The secrets should be kept. It didn't matter if Mondo didn't get away with it. That wasn't part of the deal. It wasn't if one of you gets away with it, I won't share your secrets. If one of you gets away with it, you graduate. All they had to do for the secrets to be kept was for someone to die, and that happened. No, I'm right! Fucking Christ, this is bullshit! We need to kill the bear. We need to kill Monokuma. I will not be satisfied. I demand blood. I crave violence. Mondo's gonna fucking die. Mondo's gonna fucking die. God damn it. Taka's upset. God fucking damn it.
Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraffs across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother was named Daya Awada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But then, Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday. His brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul.
The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? And all that'll do is make the gang look weak.
Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I gotta be stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once, just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top.
And on that night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words.
My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry.
Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened.
Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men.
He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong.
And yet, as soon soon as our killing game began, he realized. No matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then, the lovely, the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light to his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother.
No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why. Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness, and I just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. It was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out. And right there, Chihiro told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Huh? 'Cause I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I want to change. I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of myself forever. Chihiro's words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like Chihiro was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. Chihiro had the strength to face their own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of Chihiro. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No.
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did Chihiro want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruined everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I
just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right, I am strong. Strong, I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch.
Stronger than Daya! I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, Chihiro was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at Chihiro down on the ground. Hey. I killed Chihiro.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it.
Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed a never-living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't.
You Taka's ready to throw hands.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but unfortunately, I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching.
Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now,
That's what I promised you, right? The blackens that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
No! Wait!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I said wait!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
God damn it, Mondo. Taka, look away. I have a plushie of Taka that I always have with me when I stream, and I am covering its eyes right now. God fucking damn it. Mondo, why couldn't you just tell everyone your secret? Why couldn't you all listen to Taka's plan? Now Chihiro's dead, and you're gonna die, and if you guys had all just listened to Taka, none of this would be happening right now. Wait a second. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God! You know, after all the ableism and transphobia of this chapter, it just makes sense that the execution being a reference to a racist children's book would be the cherry on top of the shit sundae. That's why Mondo got turned into butter. It's referencing a fucked up children's book. God damn it! Why? Why, Danganronpa? Why do you do this? Yeah, there was the referencing from the execution, you can tell because the bike being a motorcycle and the tigers around the motorcycle as the motorcycle went around in the cage of death. It's a reference to a children's book. And in the children's book, there was a little boy who was being chased after by like two tigers. And he was wearing really nice, expensive clothes or something, and he kind of convinced the tigers to fight over who could have his clothes. And the tigers started chasing each other around in circles, and the tigers chased each other in circles until they eventually went so fast they melted into butter. And then the kid took the butter to his mom and had the butter put on pancakes. The reason I'm saying this children's book is racist because the characters in the book were very, very fucked up portrayals of blackface. They were racist caricatures, and that book is like... this book is actually really popular in Japan because they didn't, I guess they didn't see it as controversial as if the scene is in the West. Like, in the West, you cannot find that book anymore because it's like, yeah, this book was racist as fuck. Gotta get rid of it. Bad. Bad part of history. But yeah, that's why Mondo was turned into butter, because it was referencing that book. It was referencing the tigers in the book. And I guess it makes sense because it's like the race with his brother and like the tigers and jealousy being a theme and oh my god, it's so fucking uncomfortable. Fuck. Oh god. Well, Mondo's fucking dead. It can't be. Mondo. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I'm going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. My baby! As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course, he had to. What a disappointment. Is this the end of the game? Taka, kill Byakuya. Kill Byakuya right now in front of anyone. Just fucking do it. Byakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. You realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do, because this is a game of life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except that...
However...
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the right nighttime rule, too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea I'd seen him.
Well...
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene?
But
damn, man. If we hadn't figured out who really had done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. But would have anyone have fucking believed you? Who in their right mind would you believe you? Even when Makoto was putting out evidence for why it wasn't you, other people were still insisting on voting for you anyway because of how guilty as fucking sin you are in everything except murder. Of course, Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment. Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for.
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next?
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is why?
Do you like them? But you know, the punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair, is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating.
I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Need? Mean? Mean.
What the heck?
Mean.
Damn it!
Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every stupid little thing! Huh, whatever. It doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh,
Oh, the noble son of a noble family! Truly, you understand me! How is this only the second most problematic chapter of the series? We had ableism, gross misrepresentation of mental illness. We had transphobia. We had racism. Everything that could have been bad was in this chapter. And you're telling me there's something that happens that's worse than this? We sank it further into hell? How? How can we possibly get lower than this? This is our rock bottom. This should be the rock bottom of the Danganronpa franchise. I don't know what happens in the other games, but you're telling me it gets worse than this? Worse than the ableism? Worse than the transphobia? Worse than the racism? How far can we sink into hell? How bad can it possibly get? There is no God. There is no God. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship. Fuck you, Monokuma. I'm gonna tear your stuffing out.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. You tampered with a murder scene, you little bitch! Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled
Oh,
up!
so cool! It's like you're the main character of a video game or something! No trash mob for you!
I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you.
Temper! Sounds like someone needs a map!
So we're all just having this conversation while Taka's sobbing on the floor. Is anyone concerned about Taka? Does anyone care about him besides me? You guys are all bitches. Shut the fuck up, Monokuma. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. Well, you guys didn't put in any effort. You guys didn't have any friendship. You want to know why? Because when Taka said, hey guys, this motive is pretty bad, but if we share all our secrets and lean on each other for support and trust each other right now, then we can beat the motive and no one has to die. No one else will have to die. But you guys didn't want to listen to Taka. You guys didn't want to. Your secrets were more important. And now people are fucking dead. Makoto, 2 people are fucking dead. But no one knows about you wetting the bed till the 5th grade, so I guess it's all fucking fine. I'm mad. I'm so fucking mad. It was the worst kind of despair. Fuck you, Makoto. Oh god, Makoto's in despair. Fuck you,
anyway,
Makoto.
Like I was saying...
How are you doing? How are you... You don't have fingers. How are you holding up that string with your paws? You don't have fingers.
This is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away!
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh-hoo. My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but... super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied! Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Well, if it wasn't the consequences of your actions. Maybe from now on, we'll all listen to Taka, and then people won't die. Can we learn from this? Can we learn to listen to Taka? Save. Welp, we're done. 2 people are dead, a third is dead emotionally. And we'll be back tomorrow at 12. Until next time. Oh dear God, there's gonna be a next time. Until next time, show's over!